Confidence is not just about being bold or fearless. It's about having an inner conviction in your abilities and worth. In today's world, many struggle with self-esteem and confidence. However, the ancient Stoics understood that true confidence doesn't come from external circumstances, but from internal discipline and an understanding of life's nature. In this video, we'll explore 7 Stoic lessons that can help you build confidence. These time-tested teachings will show you how to develop resilience, self-control, and wisdom, enabling you to walk your life's path with unwavering confidence. Stay with us until the end to discover how Stoicism can transform your self-perception and help you cultivate true self-assurance. Lesson 1. Recognize your inner strength. The journey to building true confidence begins with a profound understanding that your strength is rooted deep within you. In a world where external validation often dictates self-worth, the Stoics taught that real power lies not in what happens outside of us, but in how we perceive and respond to these events. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This lesson is crucial because it shifts the focus from external approval to internal control. We often tie our confidence to things outside of our control, other people's opinions, material success, or social status. When these things waver, so does our confidence. But Stoicism teaches us that these external factors are not truly ours. What is truly ours is our mind, our thoughts, and our reactions. To internalize this lesson, start by engaging in regular self-reflection. Consider how much of your confidence depends on factors beyond your control. Are you more confident when others praise you? Do you feel less sure of yourself when you encounter criticism? By identifying these dependencies, you can begin to reframe your understanding of confidence. One practical exercise is to write down your thoughts and feelings at the end of each day. Reflect on situations where your confidence was challenged and analyze your response. Did you let external factors dictate your emotions? How could you have responded differently, focusing on your internal strength rather than external circumstances? Over time, this practice of reflection helps to reinforce the idea that your true strength comes from within. You start to see that while you cannot control the actions or opinions of others, you can control how you respond to them. This shift in focus from external validation to internal control is the cornerstone of Stoic confidence. It teaches you that no matter what happens around you, your inner strength remains constant, and this realization is what fuels your confidence. In addition to reflection, Stoics often practice the premeditation of evils, where they would mentally prepare for potential challenges or difficulties before they happened. This practice doesn't mean living in fear of what might go wrong, but rather it involves recognizing that challenges are a natural part of life. By mentally preparing for them, you remind yourself that you have the strength to endure whatever comes your way. This preparation builds resilience, and with resilience comes confidence. Furthermore, the Stoic concept of amor fati, love of fate, encourages us to embrace everything that happens, good or bad, as part of our life's journey. When you accept that everything happens for a reason and is meant to strengthen you, you no longer fear challenges. Instead, you welcome them as opportunities to prove and reinforce your inner strength. This mindset not only boosts your confidence but also liberates you from the anxiety of trying to control the uncontrollable. In summary, recognizing your inner strength involves a conscious shift from seeking validation outside of yourself to finding it within. It's about understanding that while you can't control what happens, you can control how you respond. Through reflection, mental preparation, and acceptance of life's challenges, You cultivate a sense of unwavering confidence that is not dependent on external factors, but is rooted deeply in your own inner strength. Lesson 2. Embrace your flaws and limitations. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from embracing your imperfections and understanding that they are part of what makes you human. The Stoics were acutely aware of human limitations and imperfections. They believed that accepting these flaws is essential for inner peace and confidence. As Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, stated, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote encapsulates the Stoic approach to flaws and limitations. They are not to be feared or hidden, but to be understood and accepted as part of the human experience. The modern world often pressures us to appear flawless, whether through social media, professional expectations, or personal relationships. This pressure can erode our confidence, as we constantly compare ourselves to an unattainable ideal. However, the Stoics teach us that flaws are not signs of weakness but of our humanity. Embracing your imperfections doesn't mean you stop striving for improvement. It means you recognize that these imperfections are part of your unique journey. To apply this lesson, start by acknowledging your flaws openly. This might involve listing out the areas where you feel less confident or identifying traits that you view as weaknesses. Once you have these in front of you, rather than trying to hide them, accept them as part of who you are. This acceptance is not about resignation, but about understanding that these flaws do not define your worth. Instead, they are opportunities for growth. For instance, if you struggle with public speaking, rather than avoiding it or feeling ashamed, acknowledge it as a challenge and an area where you can improve. This acknowledgement is the first step toward building confidence. When you accept your limitations, you take away their power to undermine your confidence. Instead of viewing them as obstacles, you start to see them as areas where you can grow and develop. In addition to acceptance, the Stoics practiced self-compassion. They understood that being harsh on oneself for not being perfect only leads to further insecurity. Instead, they advocated for treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that one would offer to a friend. When you make a mistake or fall short, rather than berating yourself, reflect on what you can learn from the experience and how you can use it to become better. Another powerful Stoic practice is to focus on progress rather than perfection. Confidence is not about being perfect, it's about consistently striving to improve, even if that progress is slow. Each small step forward, each little victory over your flaws, builds confidence. The Stoics remind us that growth is a lifelong journey, and every effort to improve, no matter how small, is a step toward greater confidence. Moreover, the Stoic principle of sympathia, the interconnectedness of all things, teaches us that our flaws and limitations connect us to others. No one is perfect, and everyone has their struggles. Understanding this can help you feel less isolated in your imperfections and more connected to the human experience. This connection fosters a sense of belonging and confidence in knowing that you are not alone in your journey. In conclusion, embracing your flaws and limitations is a key component of building true confidence. By accepting your imperfections, practicing self-compassion, focusing on progress, and understanding your connection to others, you develop a confidence that is grounded in reality, not in the illusion of perfection. This Stoic approach helps you see your flaws not as detriments but as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Lesson 3. Focus on what you can control. One of the most empowering lessons from Stoic philosophy is the concept of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. This principle is crucial for building confidence because it shifts your energy from external factors, which are often unpredictable and uncontrollable, to internal factors that you can influence directly. By concentrating on what is within your power, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, you gain a sense of agency that is foundational to confidence. The Stoics recognize that much of what happens in life is beyond our control. External events, other people's actions, and even our own bodies are subject to forces outside of our influence. However, they also believed that we have complete control over our own minds, including how we choose to respond to these external circumstances. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote encapsulates the Stoic belief that true freedom and confidence come from within. To truly embody this lesson, it's essential to internalize the concept of the dichotomy of control, the idea that some things are within our control and others are not. When you face a challenge, the first step is to identify which aspects of the situation you can control. This might include your attitude, your effort, or your response to the challenge. Once you've identified these controllable factors, focus your energy on them. For example, if you're preparing for a job interview, you can't control the questions you'll be asked or the decisions of the hiring committee. However, you can control how well you prepare, how you present yourself, and how you respond to the questions. By concentrating on these aspects, you reduce anxiety and increase your confidence, knowing that you have done everything within your power to succeed. This approach also helps you to let go of the need for external validation. When you focus on what you can control, you shift your mindset from seeking approval from others to seeking approval from yourself. This self-validation is a key component of confidence. You begin to realize that your worth is not dependent on the opinions or actions of others, but on your own actions and decisions. Another practical way to apply this lesson is through the Stoic practice of negative visualization. This involves imagining the worst-case scenario in any given situation. While this might seem counterintuitive, the purpose is to prepare your mind for potential challenges and to remind yourself that even the worst outcome is something you can endure. By mentally preparing for the possibility of failure or setbacks, you reduce their power to shake your confidence. Additionally, the practice of focusing on what you can control encourages you to take responsibility for your life. The Stoics believe that we are the authors of our own stories, and that our actions and decisions shape our destiny. By embracing this responsibility, you empower yourself to take proactive steps toward your goals, rather than being a passive victim of circumstances. This proactive approach builds confidence because it reinforces the belief that you have the power to influence your life. Finally, the Stoic principle of ataraxia, a state of serene calmness, can be achieved by focusing on what you can control. When you let go of the things outside of your influence and concentrate on your own actions and attitudes, you experience a sense of inner peace. This tranquility is the foundation of confidence, because it allows you to face challenges with a calm and composed mind, knowing that you are in control of yourself. In summary, the Stoic lesson of focusing on what you can control is a powerful tool for building confidence. By concentrating on your thoughts, actions, and responses, and letting go of the uncontrollable, you empower yourself to act with purpose and clarity. This focus not only reduces anxiety and uncertainty, but also reinforces your confidence by reminding you that you are in control of your own destiny. Lesson 4. Cultivate resilience through adversity. Adversity is an inevitable part of life, but it is also a powerful catalyst for personal growth and confidence. The Stoics believe that challenges and difficulties are not obstacles but opportunities to strengthen your character and resilience. Seneca, another influential Stoic philosopher, wisely noted, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." This perspective is crucial for building confidence because it reframes adversity as a necessary and beneficial part of life. To cultivate resilience through adversity, it's important to change your mindset about challenges. Instead of seeing them as threats or signs of failure, view them as opportunities to learn and grow. This shift in perspective not only reduces the fear of adversity, but also empowers you to face challenges with confidence, knowing that each difficulty is a chance to become stronger and wiser. One of the most effective ways to build resilience is to practice voluntary discomfort, a Stoic exercise that involves deliberately exposing yourself to situations that are challenging or uncomfortable. This could be as simple as taking a cold shower, fasting for a day, or pushing yourself to do something outside of your comfort zone. The purpose of this exercise is not to punish yourself, but to train your mind and body to handle discomfort and adversity with grace. By regularly practicing voluntary discomfort, you build both physical and mental resilience. You teach yourself that you can endure and overcome challenges, which in turn builds confidence in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. This resilience becomes a cornerstone of your self-assurance, proving to yourself that you are capable of enduring hardships and emerging stronger on the other side. In addition to voluntary discomfort, the Stoics also practice the art of detachment from outcomes. This doesn't mean being indifferent or apathetic, but rather accepting that you cannot control the outcome of every situation. By detaching yourself from the need for a specific result, you reduce the fear of failure and increase your ability to take risks and face challenges with confidence. For example, if you're working on a difficult project at work, rather than becoming overly attached to the outcome such as getting a promotion or receiving praise, focus on doing your best and learning from the process. This detachment allows you to approach the project with a clear mind, free from the anxiety of potential failure. And even if the outcome is not what you hoped for, you can take pride in knowing that you gave it your all and learned valuable lessons along the way. The Stoic practice of reframing is another powerful tool for building resilience. When faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself how you can view it in a more positive light. What can you learn from this experience? How can it help you grow? By consciously choosing to see the silver lining in every challenge, you build a mindset of resilience and optimism, which is essential for confidence. Moreover, the Stoics believed in the importance of keeping a long-term perspective. When you're in the midst of adversity, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the immediacy of the challenge. However, by taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture, you can see that most difficulties are temporary and that they often lead to growth and new opportunities. This long-term perspective helps you maintain your confidence, even in the face of short-term setbacks. In conclusion, cultivating resilience through adversity is a key Stoic lesson for building confidence. By practicing voluntary discomfort, detaching from outcomes, reframing challenges, and keeping a long-term perspective, you develop the strength and resilience needed to face any difficulty with confidence. This resilience not only helps you overcome challenges, but also reinforces your belief in your own capabilities, leading to greater self-assurance in all areas of life. Lesson 5. Practice self-discipline and consistency. Self-discipline is a core virtue in Stoic philosophy, and it plays a crucial role in building confidence. The ability to control your impulses, stick to your goals, and act consistently in line with your values is what separates those who are confident from those who are not. The Stoics believe that self-discipline leads to inner peace, which in turn fosters confidence. As Epictetus put it, no man is free who is not master of himself. To develop self-discipline, it's important to start with small, manageable goals. This could be something as simple as waking up at the same time every day, sticking to a healthy diet, or committing to a daily exercise routine. The key is consistency. By consistently following through on your commitments, you build trust in yourself and your ability to achieve your goals. This trust is the foundation of confidence. One effective way to practice self-discipline is to create a daily routine that aligns with your values and goals. This routine should include time for personal growth, such as reading, meditation, or exercise, as well as time for work and other responsibilities. By sticking to this routine, you reinforce your commitment to self-improvement and build the discipline needed to achieve long-term success. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of avoiding distractions and temptations that can derail your progress. This requires mindfulness and self-awareness. When you notice yourself being tempted by something that goes against your goals, pause and reflect on whether giving in will bring you closer to or further from your goals. By making conscious choices in the moment, you strengthen your self-discipline and reinforce your confidence. Another important aspect of self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from self-mastery, not from indulging in fleeting pleasures. By practicing delayed gratification, you train yourself to prioritize long-term rewards over short-term satisfaction. This ability to wait for what truly matters builds confidence in your ability to achieve your goals, as you know you are not easily swayed by immediate temptations. In addition to self-discipline, consistency is crucial for building confidence. Consistency means showing up and putting in the effort day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about building habits that align with your values and goals and sticking to them regardless of external circumstances. The Stoics believe that consistency in virtuous action leads to a life of integrity and inner peace, which in turn fosters confidence. To build consistency, start by setting realistic, achievable goals and breaking them down into smaller steps. Focus on making progress every day, no matter how small. Over time, these small steps add up to significant progress, and the consistency of your efforts builds confidence in your ability to achieve your goals. Finally, the Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection as a tool for self-discipline and consistency. At the end of each day, take time to reflect on your actions and choices. Did you stay true to your goals and values? Where could you improve? This reflection helps you stay accountable to yourself and reinforces your commitment to self-discipline and consistency. In conclusion, self-discipline and consistency are essential for building confidence. By setting manageable goals, avoiding distractions, delaying gratification, and maintaining a consistent effort, you develop the self-control and trust in yourself that are the foundations of confidence. The Stoic practices of routine, mindfulness, and self-reflection further support this process, helping you build a life of integrity, inner peace, and unwavering self-assurance. Lesson 6. Seek wisdom and knowledge. Wisdom is the highest virtue in Stoic philosophy, and it is also a key component of confidence. The more knowledge and understanding you have, the more confident you become in your decisions and actions. The Stoics believed that the pursuit of wisdom leads to a deeper understanding of oneself and the world, which in turn fosters confidence. As Seneca said, the greatest wealth is to live content with little, for there is never want where the mind is satisfied. To seek wisdom, start by cultivating a habit of lifelong learning. This means being curious, open-minded, and always willing to expand your knowledge. Read widely, not just in areas that interest you, but also in subjects that challenge your perspectives. Engage in thoughtful discussions with others, and seek out new experiences that broaden your understanding of the world. In addition to formal learning, the Stoics emphasize the importance of self-knowledge. This involves taking the time to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and actions and understanding how they align with your values and beliefs. The more you understand yourself, the more confident you become in your decisions and actions because you know they are rooted in a deep understanding of who you are. The Stoics also believed in the importance of practical wisdom, or phronesis, which is the ability to apply knowledge to everyday life. This involves making decisions based on reason and virtue, rather than on impulse or emotion. By practicing practical wisdom, you build confidence in your ability to navigate life's challenges with clarity and purpose. To develop practical wisdom, start by applying Stoic principles to your daily life. For example, when faced with a difficult decision, take a step back and consider what a wise and virtuous person would do in your situation. This might involve considering the long-term consequences of your actions or reflecting on how your decision aligns with your values. By consistently making decisions based on wisdom and virtue, you build confidence in your ability to handle any situation. Another aspect of seeking wisdom is the practice of memento mori, or remembering your mortality. The Stoics believed that by reflecting on the inevitability of death, we gain a clearer perspective on what truly matters in life. This awareness helps you prioritize wisdom and virtue over trivial concerns and builds confidence in your ability to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. In conclusion, seeking wisdom and knowledge is a fundamental Stoic lesson for building confidence. By cultivating a habit of lifelong learning, developing self-knowledge, practicing practical wisdom, and reflecting on your mortality, you deepen your understanding of yourself and the world. This understanding not only helps you make better decisions, but also reinforces your confidence in your ability to navigate life's challenges with clarity and purpose. Lesson 7. Cultivate a sense of purpose. The final Stoic lesson for building confidence is to cultivate a strong sense of purpose. The Stoics believe that having a clear purpose in life is essential for inner peace and confidence. When you know what you stand for and what you want to achieve, you are less likely to be swayed by external influences or self-doubt. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, therefore, guard accordingly, and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature." To cultivate a sense of purpose, start by reflecting on your values and goals. What is most important to you in life? What do you want to achieve? How do your actions align with your values? By answering these questions, you can begin to identify your purpose and develop a clear vision for your life. Once you have a sense of purpose, use it as a guiding principle in your daily life. Let your purpose inform your decisions, actions, and relationships. When faced with challenges or setbacks, remind yourself of your purpose and let it give you the strength and confidence to persevere. In addition to personal reflection, the Stoics believed in the importance of serving others as a way to cultivate a sense of purpose. This could involve volunteering, helping a friend in need, or simply being kind and compassionate in your daily interactions. By focusing on how you can contribute to the well-being of others, you reinforce your sense of purpose and build confidence in your ability to make a positive impact in the world. The Stoic practice of mindfulness is also essential for cultivating a sense of purpose. By being fully present in the moment, you can align your thoughts and actions with your purpose. This mindfulness helps you stay focused on what truly matters and prevents you from being distracted by external influences or self-doubt. Finally, the Stoics believed in the importance of gratitude for cultivating a sense of purpose. By appreciating what you have and recognizing the positive aspects of your life, You reinforce your sense of purpose and build confidence in your ability to achieve your goals. Practicing gratitude also helps you maintain a positive mindset, which is essential for confidence and resilience. In conclusion, cultivating a sense of purpose is a powerful Stoic lesson for building confidence. By reflecting on your values and goals, serving others, practicing mindfulness, and cultivating gratitude, you develop a clear sense of purpose that guides your actions and decisions. This sense of purpose not only gives you the strength to overcome challenges, but also reinforces your confidence in your ability to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. Building confidence is not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about cultivating an inner strength that is unshakable, even in the face of challenges. The Stoic lessons we've explored: recognizing your inner strength, embracing your flaws, focusing on what you can control, cultivating resilience, practicing self-discipline, seeking wisdom, and living according to your values are powerful tools that can help you develop true confidence. As you integrate these principles into your daily life, you'll find that your self-assurance grows, not from external validation, but from a deep and abiding connection to your inner self. This is the confidence that the Stoics taught, a confidence that is grounded in wisdom, resilience, and self-awareness. Remember, true confidence comes from within, and with the guidance of Stoic philosophy, you can build a life of strength and self-assurance.